Welcome back to another day with Money, Finance, Freedom, your ticket to financial freedom. Today we are going to be talking about Lucid Motors and focusing on their international reach. Now, most recently we saw on Twitter someone from Norway tweet, "Hey Lucid Motors, when can I expect to see the Lucid Air in Norway?" Now, great question, because I want to know when I can see a new Lucid Air in the US. But guess what? Lucid Motors tweeted back saying European deliveries will begin in late 2021. Now, this was relatively interesting news at the time, tweeted back on February 5th, 2021. So recently, as far as Lucid Motors news goes, though, that was forever ago. Since then, we have had plenty of updates on this news. Now, we have seen their stock price go up in form of the SPAC, which is currently trading at $30 for CCIV. It is going, down to 25, up to 35, all around. But what we're going to see is that stock ticker price continue to grow until the merger is announced. Now, as far as the European update goes, we noticed that there was a bit of a correction on this tweet. We see here that there was an update. This article has been updated to reflect that Lucid Motors' official tweet is incorrect. So they did catch themselves that this note was incorrect and that their timeline was wrong. The spokesperson mentioned that the European deliveries will be happening in the first half of 2022. So again, they actually just skipped over 2 whole quarters there. As far as the business world is concerned, they said the first half of 2022, so we could be seeing that in Q1 or Q2. Now remember, the longer we wait on this merger with CCIV or another SPAC, we're going to be pushing that timeline back further and further. The social media response of 2021 was probably a quick trigger pull based on their other announcements, which state that in the US, we should be seeing Lucid Motor cars on the road by the end of 2021 as well. They're shooting for middle of the year on their big announcements of delivering cars. You can, of course, reserve a car in the US now. Depending on which model you're getting, there are different down payments that you need to provide, which are listed on their website as well. Now, that's unique because the US is able to reserve their cars, but who is able to reserve the cars internationally? And if you go to their website, we see this page. You can type in Lucid Motors International and they'll bring you straight here, where you can join their wait list. It says, if your country can't reserve yet, fill out the below form to stay up to date on the latest Lucid news and be among the first to learn when reservations become available for you. So what does this mean? Well, basically it's saying that some countries can and some countries cannot order from Lucid right now and reserve their cars. And why might that be? Well, Lucid Motors doesn't know if they're going to be servicing all countries everywhere, but they have told us which countries they will be for sure. So they let us know that for the equivalent of $1,000 customers in Austria, Belgium, Denmark, Finland, France, Germany, Iceland, Italy, Monaco, Netherlands, Norway, Spain, Sweden, and Switzerland can all start reserving their Lucid Air line. Now, we don't know when all of those different countries will be serviced. They might all come out at the same time, and they might come out at different times. We are unsure. We believe, again, based on what they're telling us, that the middle of 2022 is when we will get those announcements and when we will get deliveries made. What we do know, however, that is unique with the Lucid Motors company is their ties to Saudi Arabia. The reason that that's important is as the Lucid Motors company grows, they're going to be developing their factory in the United States. Now, you can watch my other video on the growth of their new factory and their new paint shop and all that good news for the US companies. But as far as international sales go, the Saudi Arabian combination between the two companies is really going to be important because they're going to build another factory over there. This will allow them to hopefully double their production internationally. Now, we know that they're going to keep making more and more factories and more places to both produce and sell the Lucid Air and the Lucid Gravity in the US, but in order to meet international needs, having another factory in Saudi Arabia allows it to operate on its own as well as get cars over there quicker. Now, there's a lot of laws that go into the taxation of importing goods across the country, across certain oceans and certain borders. But again, the fact that they're already in Saudi Arabia lets them service the entire Middle East as well as the European countries. Now, the European countries lie a little bit in the middle of everywhere, being that we have pretty good trade relations with the UK and a lot of the European countries. So we're able to send cars over there relatively easily. Not to mention the fact that these are electric vehicles, they'll have an even easier time getting into the country as well because they're part of the green plan that we are on internationally, focused on global warming and all that good stuff. Now, when we're looking into the overall trajectory of Lucid Motors, the international side of things is a little bit more iffy. We still don't know when this company is going to go public for the US. We do have the ability to invest in CCIV or Churchill Capital, the SPAC that they might be merging with, in a couple of the other markets, and we have seen growth there as well. But what we want to understand is that no matter what happens as far as the SPAC and IPO goes, once Lucid Motors becomes public, they're going to see a large increase in capital across the board. What I mean by this is as their stock price ticks up towards the $100 range, which I very much believe it will, it's going to gain attention quickly, which will then boost it even higher. This is the compounding effect that companies like Tesla appreciated over the years. It allowed them to get more capital, which allowed them to expand, which allowed them to put out more cars and hit their production quota, and then repeat the process all over again. They would come out with an earnings report, which brought in more capital by increasing their stock. You can see how this cyclical process is really good for these companies. Lucid Motors is going to see just that. They already have their first factory built. They already have a very well trading stock in CCIV if the merger does happen with a $30 ticker price. A lot of that capital is going towards Lucid Motors and their expansion, and the further gains are going to be split up on how to move the company forward for the long run. Now, there is a lot of news going around as when the merger will happen. I'm still not quite sure, guys, but make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Check back for more information on this. I'm going to keep you all updated, whether it be international news, local news, SPAC news, anything that comes across my plate, I will let you guys know. So make sure you comment in the section any news that you've heard. And again, like and subscribe. Thanks, guys.